displaced residents in Pietermaritzburg, this is in KZN, they say they were promised that they would be out of the Truro hall, community hall that is, by the 15th of October. Now, they've been living in that hall since the April floods 6 months ago. Nobuhle Modise is in the town of Pietermaritzburg, and she joins us live now. Nobuhle, good morning to you. What do the people say the explanation has been from government? Because these people were promised decent shelter some 6 months ago.
Only indeed, residents here, displaced residents at that, say that the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Nobuhle Modise, was here early October, the beginning of October, and she had promised them that they would be out of this hall by the 15th. We are now in the middle of November and they are still here, and they're saying that the conditions here are unbearable. I'll just ask my colleague Lungelo to just pan to the right so you can just see what I mean when I say the conditions are unbearable. They're also complaining about issues of privacy. They are basically living inside the Truro hall and they all just have to make do with the space that's here. There's no privacy. No one can do anything. That they share the same resources in terms of having to bath, in terms of having to eat, and they're saying this has become so unbearable. And these displaced residents, Koli, are from the Nkululeko informal settlement here in Northdale in Pietermaritzburg, and obviously since those floods they have been based here. I'm just going to walk to one of the residents here and just speak to him about what it is like living here and speak to him about what government has said to them, because they did explain to us that the Premier Nobuhle Modise had explained that they would be out of here by the 15th of October, and it turns out that they're still here. Sabona babsiboniso siyabonga ukuthi ube nathi namhlanje. Sicela usichazele ukuthi kunjani lana ukuthi uhulumeni usetheni kunina njengoba senihleli la isikhathi eside.
No, ukuhlala la my sister akukho sesimene esikahle njengoba nawe uzibonela nje. Since ke sihlukene ngokufika la ikhukhula zashaya ngo-April, khona abafika ngo-April, thina zasikhahlameza ngo-May, safika ngo-May. But since sonke leso sikhathi sihleli la isimo siyabheda, sinethemba lokuthi mhlambe khona okuzokwenzeka. Umkhandlu kumsunduzeke into engeke ngiyibale ngoba yilo ufika sho lokubakhuluma emaphepheni ngathi bengezi la ukuzosibheka ngoba kuningi esikuzwayo abakhulumayo ngalona iqiniso. Esikuthembayo ke nesikade sihleli phezu kwako umunye umfowethu wakaBhengu obekwa uka-human settlement kwi-province. Umfowethu lo wakaBhengu ke uyena uthe uzama usihlane sesihlalele ethembeni lakhe ngoba nayizolo ke wakhona asithembisa kona ukuthi khona abaphezulu kwako, kodwa isikhathi nje my sister sesisihlalile eside kakhulu. Yabo nezingane manje la ezinye seyiqala ukulahlekelwa nayihlonipho. Melihleli kanje ingane isikhathi sokulala azinaso esokufunda umsindo, awukwazi ngisho ukwenza iprivacy nje into engekho, yabo. So besicela nje ukuthi uhulumeni aspeed up iprocess yokusikhipha la, even ama temporary structures singajabula kakhulu ebese asibhekela kokunye angasisiza ngakho. Siyacela nje.
You heard him there, Koli. He's just speaking to, some of the things that I mentioned here about it being uncomfortable and it being unbearable. He's mentioning that the municipality of Umsunduzi, the officials that have come here before and promised them all sorts of things but have never followed up on those things. And he mentioned a man by the name of Ubengu, who's from human settlements, who he says gave them some sort of light as to their situation. And he's also speaking to the fact that there are small children here, and these children are somehow losing respect for their adults because they all live under one space, and there's no privacy. No one can tell them anything. He's also speaking to the fact that they just really need to get out of here because it has been that long. He's saying government has promised them all sorts of things and it's really never worked out. I'm also just going to try and walk to another displaced resident here. This is Umam Andisiwe. Thank you, Mama Andiswa. Andiswa, I also want to ask her ukuthi kunjani mama ukuphila lana. Ngicela usichazele ukuthi uhulumeni njengoba ubufike la bebethini kunini.
Bebesithembisa ngomsebenzi oqala nje uPrima efike la wasithembisa ngomsebenzi wathi babefike nge-20 bani mabefika nge-20 nge-21 kathiwa kunomama ozafika okhamba nomuntu wesilisa bazosibhalisa ukubani wathi esingasebenzi ahleli sikhona. Hayi salindela kudororo and into abayenza bayasithembisa akhona okunye bakwenzayo. Thina nje abathi nje asafika ngomhla 15 April Kuwo thina kuthiwa ka-approve asazi ukuthi abasikhiphi ngani zivelile izinto nakethawini sesivumela konke nalaba bethu bafuna usibeka khona basibeke khona bangalo bedlala ngathi ngako kuningi kunisithenjiso kunini akungoku bazokhipha umuntu okegcineni uyena ulolo intombazana lekhishiwe nje sebeqama manga ephepheni kuthiwa ibe nokugula okuthile la ntombazana ayiguli ayinangitsho baqama manga nje mabethi intombazana leya abayikhiphile la ingobi yakhula ayinalutho qha thina kunini silindile kwathiwa emaflethini sasilethwe lamaphepha la ubhengu wathi ubhengu kuthiwa uhulumeni mele ukhethe ukuthi ufuna uhulumeni akurentele noba uzirentele ukhamba uzifunela wena indlu bese urentele uhulumeni konke lo thina savuma sathi uhulumeni sifuna ukuthi asibhekeleni izindlu sawuthi thosasayina emaphepheni salithi khasa photocopy kathu into ethi approvile tuku kakhisha intombazane eyodwa salindele wafika uPrima ayisajabula kakhulu ke sithi ayabona nje kufika umuntu omkhulu ila sophuma khona naye wasithembisa ngabikho akukho nje sikutholile kuphumelele.
Ngiyabonga Mama Andiswa. Andiswa, just repeating some of what was said by Babsiboniso here, saying that they even are willing to go anywhere, any temporary structure, they are willing to go there. She's mentioning that there's a female that has been the only person to leave this place, and she's saying that government was saying she was only able to leave because she was ill, and she's saying there's nothing like that. She left on her own accord. So there's a lot of issues here to unpack, but the one thing that remains here, the main theme, is that a lot of them are just saying they are tired of here. Literally, there are about 24 families in this small home where I'm located right now, and they are just saying government needs to come to the party and take them out of here because they have been here since April, and that is about 6 months ago. Oli.
Yeah, and just the state that the people have been forced to live in there, Nobuhle, it is just not the kind of environment where families can continue living with their families. It's not the kind of situation you want to be subjected to. Thank you for the time being. That's our reporter Nobuhle Modise, live for us in Pietermaritzburg. All right.